Welcome to this explainer. Okay, if you're an industrial buyer, an executive, or honestly just someone tracking the wild shifts in global supply chains, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're equipping you with actionable intelligence for your procurement strategy, specifically looking at the Polymer Bazaar price prediction and outlook for July 2026. We're going to decode the data, look at the geopolitical forces pulling the strings behind the scenes, and really help you position your business for the coming month. Let's get right into it. So here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. First up, we'll hit the July 2026 price forecasts. Then we'll dive into global geopolitics and feedstock, followed by India's customs duty expiry. After that, we'll examine current bazaar trends. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with procurement strategy and some pretty cool tools. All right, Section 1, July 2026 price forecasts. Let's get straight to the bottom line up front. I know you want the hard data first, so here are the numbers based on a holistic assessment of prevailing bazaar conditions. What we're seeing is an overwhelming downward pressure across almost the entire board for ex-works price revisions effective July 1st. Let's break it down. For polypropylene, or PP, we're looking at a rollover, or a drop of maybe 1 to 2 rupees a kilo. High-density and linear low-density polyethylene, HDPE, and LLDPE, we're anticipating a drop of 1 to 2 rupees as well. Now, standard LDPE, that's likely just going to roll over. PVC is forecasted to decrease by 1 to 2 rupees. PET is expected to either drop by 1 to 2 rupees or just remain completely unchanged. But check out ABS at the bottom there. That one is expected to take a noticeably bigger hit, dropping anywhere from 3 to 5 rupees per kilo. Now, before you go adjusting all your spreadsheets, hold on a second. There is a massive caveat to these falling prices. According to our sources, any applicable price protection and other lifting-based schemes, they're being withdrawn. So producers are literally pulling away the safety nets. Those raw numbers we just talked about, that's the reality you'll be dealing with, completely without the buffer of those previous incentive schemes. Which naturally leads us to the obvious question, right? What is actually driving these widespread price corrections across so many different types of polymers? I mean, to really understand the numbers, we have to dig into the macroeconomic forces shaping them. Moving right along to Section 2, Global Geopolitics and Feedstock. These are our macroeconomic drivers. Look, you simply can't predict polymer pricing in a vacuum. You have to look at the international arena and its direct impact on crude oil and feedstock costs. Right now, the Middle East is essentially handing the market two vastly different potential outcomes. On one hand, say tensions ease up. If producers foresee the conflict cooling and vital shipping lanes like the Strait of Hormuz returning to normal, well, those price reductions we just discussed could actually get even steeper. But on the flip side, it's a very delicate situation. Any renewed escalation in the region could instantly reverse this trend. We're talking a complete 180 for the current bazaar outlook, sending prices right back up due to feedstock supply fears. In fact, to put a really fine point on it, the source material states this explicitly. At present, developments related to the war have become the primary driver influencing bazaar sentiment and pricing trends. It's not just a background factor, you guys. It is the absolute heaviest weight on the market scale right now. Peace and conflict abroad literally translate directly to your cost of production at home. Let's jump to Section 3, India's customs duty expiry, and look at the domestic policy impact. Because macroeconomics is really only half the story, right? We have to look locally. If you are procuring for July, there is one specific date you need circled in bright red on your calendar, June 30th. It's an absolute pivot point for the domestic market. Why June 30th? Well, that is the exact date the Government of India's Temporary Basic Customs Duty, or BCD arrangement, expires. And this is a massive variable. Any extension of this duty, a withdrawal, or even a completely fresh policy announcement, it's going to significantly sway the domestic polymer revision policy. You can bet producers are watching this just as closely as buyers are, waiting to see exactly what the tax landscape is going to look like when they wake up on July 1st. All right, Section 4, Current Polymer Bazaar Trends. Let's see how buyers are actually reacting on the ground. So, with global tensions acting as this crazy wildcard and local customs duties about to expire, let's look at the micro-narratives playing out in the bazaar. We're actually seeing really diverse market psychology depending on the specific polymer you're dealing with. Take PP, for instance. Buying activity is generally moderate, but because there's limited availability of film and RCP grades, some converters are actually terrified of a price hike. So what are they doing? Advanced procurement. They're basically hoarding a bit to safeguard themselves. Now compare that to PE, PVC, and ABS. Completely different story. PE buyers see international benchmarks dropping, so they're just sitting on the sidelines in wait-and-watch mode, hoping for more corrections.
PVC buyers are strictly buying on a need basis because the demand for finished PVC products is pretty subdued. And then ABS, buyers know that easing Middle East tensions equals cheaper feedstock, so they've just completely postponed fresh procurement. They are holding out for that 3 to 5 rupee drop. It's just wild to see the contrast. You've got panic buying for scarcity on one side and total stalling for discounts on the other. Okay, our final section, Section 5, Procurement Strategy and Tools. Let's talk about navigating this market. Knowing the forecasts, the drivers, and how everyone else is behaving, how do you actually execute your plan? Well, the core advice coming from the Bazaar study is pretty straightforward. Number 1, always exercise your own independent commercial judgment. Yes, these forecasts are thoroughly researched, but your specific supply chain needs are totally unique to you. Number 2, adopt a highly cautious procurement strategy. Seriously, with the BCD expiry and global tensions totally in flux, this is definitely not the month for wild gambles. And lastly, just be mentally and financially prepared for rapid fluctuations. If a key factor shifts, the market is going to react instantly.
And speaking of reacting instantly, 5 seconds. Imagine getting updated market intelligence, not in days, not in hours, but in literally 5 seconds.
To help you move that fast, Polymer Bazaar has launched the industry's very first AI-powered chatbot. It's a real game changer. You can get these exact types of predictions sent straight to your phone in real time. Just open WhatsApp, type the word prediction, and send it to +91 93746 24365. You'll literally have actionable data in the palm of your hand in 5 seconds. It's an incredible way to keep your finger on the pulse of the market. Oh, and while you're at it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, share, and hit that bell icon so you get notified whenever fresh intel like this drops.
So, the crucial point is this. The data suggests a downward trend, but the foundation that data is built on is constantly shifting beneath our feet. We've laid out the numbers, the geopolitical risks, and those looming local policy hurdles. So with global geopolitics shifting and local policy deadlines coming up fast, how will you adapt your procurement strategy this July? Are you going to wait and watch, or will you secure your supply right now? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay sharp out there, and I will see you next time.